Hello and welcome to AC Beach Yoga. I'm Ashley, and today's class is Feel the Flow, coming to you from the beach. If you are new to yoga or it's been a while, the answer is yes, you are definitely in the right place. We will be going through a very accessible yoga flow today. In yoga flow, a lot of times we spend time on our wrists, so let's just get started with some wrist exercises, clasping the hands together, rolling a bit to the left and to the right. Just circle them there. And then once we let go, take that left hand, extend it out in front of you, and use your right hand to pull the fingers back gently, just warming the wrists up. And then once you've done that, you can fold the wrist down and again gently pull the fingers that way. Let's go ahead and do that also on the other side, right hand, and fold. Nice. Just preparing ourselves for today's class. All right, great. From here, let's take a few neck rolls. So just very slowly and gently rolling our necks to the right. Fully extending there. Again, very gently. We're not doing anything here too aggressive, just waking the body up. All right, you might hear some pops and crackles in there. Good morning. Okay, great. Awesome. All right, from here, we're going to come to child's pose. So as you make your way, you'll bring both knees to the mat and let the hips sink down towards your heels behind you, and your forehead will rest to the earth. Extend your hands out in front. Nice. Now once you get here with your forehead down on the mat, let's close our eyes a bit as we establish our breath. And we're going to do that by having a deep inhale through the nose and a deep exhale through the nose. Still breathing like that. Deep inhales and exhale. If you're new to yoga, we're so glad to have you here. Maybe you've heard of flow or a Vinyasa flow. Generally, the idea is that we're flowing from one pose to another, oftentimes matching each movement to breath. So today we'll give you a taste of that type of class in a very approachable way. All right, still breathing here, nice and deep through the nose. And on the exhale, let's come up to hands and knees, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to come to cat and cow. So on the inhale, moving gently here, dipping the belly and looking up, and then on the exhale, rounding the spine into our cat position. Cow, gaze up, and exhale, chin to chest, cat spine. This class is not a contest, right? So we're moving with what works for our bodies today. So we emphasize safe movement. So in that case, feel free to back off if something doesn't feel right. The idea is making this practice work for you. All right, let's set up for downward facing dog. Press evenly into your palms and spread your fingers wide. Let's keep the knees bent, but push the hips way up to the sky if you can. Release any tension in the head and neck. And maybe slowly as you pedal your feet, maybe your knees become straight, but it's okay if they're bent as well. And here we are in our downward facing dog, still breathing nice and deep as we awaken the body, introduce movement into the body. Nice. All right. Really focus on that breath. I would love for you to just, no matter what happens in terms of the poses, that you maintain the quality of breath throughout the class. deep inhales and deep exhales. All right. On the next exhale, let's walk the hands back to the feet, and we'll come to a standing forward fold. As we fold here, release your head and neck. Think about your hips to the sky, knees bent or straight, and we're just breathing, finding what's right for us today, and just enjoying this time. And maybe your breath is going to be somewhat like the sound of the ocean. All right, slowly we're rolling up. Slowly, slowly, slowly let the head and neck be the last thing to come up. Nice. And we'll start to build our mountain pose, building with the feet planted solidly into the earth, rooting down. And when you press your heels into the earth, you might feel some activation in the quads there. Feeling strong foundation for our mountain. As the mountain builds up, think about your shoulders back, your hips nice and solid, your chest open. And from here, let's take the hands, release them down by the sides, palms facing forward. So we're feeling strength in our arms, chin parallel to the mat. Nice. On the inhale, let's stretch the arms way up high. Nice. On the exhale, circle the arms to the mat. From here, we're going to slowly walk our hands back to the front of the mat into a plank position. And from here, let's lower the knees first. Keep your hands there, lower the chest, and then slide your chest through between your hands. As we get ready, you release your toes, get ready for our cobra. So on the inhale, we lift up through the chest and exhale down. Not compressing the lower back, but really opening up the chest with the bend coming from the upper back. Great. Let's tuck our toes. Again, plant our hands and push back to downward facing dog. Excellent job. All right. And we're breathing. All right. How did that feel? How is your body feeling? All right. Take note of that as we move forward. Walk the hands back again to the feet into our forward fold. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Up, reach, reach, reach. And on the exhale, let's bring our hands to prayer. Awesome. All right. We're breathing here again. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, circle the arms down to the mat. And we'll crawl our hands forward. Again, coming to our plank. You can take knees, chest, and chin here, like we did before, or you can lower like you're lowering into a push-up. And once you reach the ground, release the toes. Again, slide the chest through. Cobra, inhale, exhale. Back down to the mat, tuck the toes. Push the hips back. Downward facing dog. Okay, so you're getting the idea. This is kind of the idea of the flow. We're breathing, we're moving. We're repeating some of the same movements, but continuing just a consistent flow. Nice. Awesome. Now we're going to step our feet to the front of the mat. Awesome. Into our forward fold. Inhale, arms up to the sky, hands to prayer. All right. Inhale, arms up. Circle the arms back down to the mat. Step back, right foot, step back, left foot. Dropping the knees, chest, and chin like we did before. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back down to the mat, tuck the toes, push back into downward facing dog. Nice. All right, still breathing here, nice and deep. On the inhale, right leg comes up to the sky, three-legged dog. On the exhale, step the right foot through. Ground the back foot parallel to the mat. Bend into the front right knee, feeling activation in that left back quad muscle. We're set up for Warrior Two. On the inhale, arms come up to the sky. On the exhale, arms open wide. Warrior Two. Gaze over the front fingers, extending the arms with activation in front and in back, bending deep into the legs. Strong foundation. On the inhale, flip the palm up and back. Peaceful warrior. Side body stretch, bending into the front knee, grounding into the back foot. Nice. On the exhale, hands cartwheel down to the mat. We'll step our right foot back. We can go knees, chest, and chin, or lower. All the way down to the mat, release the toes. Inhale, cobra, exhale. Back down to the mat, tuck the toes, and push. Hips up to the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg comes up. On the exhale, steps through. We'll set up here for Warrior Two. Again, bending the front leg, grounding the back foot, nice and strong. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, arms open, Warrior Two. Gazing over those front fingers. Nice. Extending behind you with your right fingers. Nice and strong. Warrior Two. Awesome. Inhale, flip the palm up and back, peaceful warrior. Breathing into the side body. Maintaining that strength of the foundation of the back foot and the front thigh. And on the exhale, cartwheel the arms to the mat, stepping back with the left foot. And again, we are lowering to the mat, release the toes. Inhale, cobra. Nice. Exhale, chin touches the mat, push back, downward facing dog. All right. So how was that for a little flow? Moving through those standing poses. All right. Nice. Let's come to child's pose here. Nice job, everybody. Still breathing deep. We'll start now to come to our floor poses. We're going to set up for bridge pose. Let's come to our backs. Our knees will be bent, hands at our sides. And think about bringing your heels closer to your seat. Nice. And from here in bridge pose, what we're going to do, we're going to press into our heels. Let the hips come up off the mat, nice and easy. Let the chest open. We'll hold here for a few breaths. Nice. Avoid overarching the lower back. Instead, focus on lengthening the spine, right? Okay, one more time. Inhale. Hips up to the sky. This time, let's clasp our hands if it feels right. Clasp your hands behind you, and you can really kind of help the chest open a little bit more with your shoulders pressed into the mat. Nice. And release. So that's an option for bridge pose. We can resume the bridge pose again on the inhale with our arms, hands next to us. Or you can repeat the hands clasped again. All right, one more bridge. Inhale. Hips come up. Nice. And on the exhale, down. Great. From here, let's keep the left knee bent and cross the right ankle across the left knee. Come into a reclining pigeon. Clasp your hands behind your left hamstring. And nice. Gently pull your leg in closer towards your torso until you feel a nice, comfortable stretch in the outer hip. Nice. All right, release and let's squeeze the knees in. Take a couple rolls to the right and to the left before we resume the reclining pigeon on the other side. All right, when you're ready, left ankle comes over right knee, and our hands will come behind the right quadricep, and we're in our reclining pigeon. Nice. You can use your left elbow to push against your right inner thigh a little bit if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch, but we're breathing here no matter what. Nice. All right, let's squeeze the knees in again. Circle to the right and to the left. And we're going to come to a lumbar twist. So as you exhale, let's extend the arms out and let the legs fall over to the left. Let your gaze go to the right hand. And as we find our twist here, if it's possible, think about keeping your right shoulder blade to the mat as we stretch the lumbar spine here. Nice. All right, let's come back to center. Hug the knees. We're going to set up for the other side. Open your arms to T. The legs fold over to the right. Your gaze over to your left fingers. Nice. You can take variations on the arms as well. Maybe there's cactus arms that would be better for you. But in any case, just trying to get a nice lumbar spine twist. Excellent. All right, let's squeeze the knees. Roll to the right and left one more time. That feels good on the lower back. On the inhale, squeeze your knees, squeeze your nose to your knees. Everything comes in. And on the exhale, we release your body to the mat. Letting all your muscles release. Letting your whole body feel supported by the earth. And letting everything that we've done for the last 18 or so minutes just sink in. Nice. Think about your entire body just being relaxed. The soles of your feet, your calf muscles, your quad muscles, letting go any tension, releasing any tension in the hips, your back muscles, shoulders, chest muscles. And finally releasing the jaw. If you'd like to remain here in Savasana, you can certainly do so until you're ready. But if you're ready to come up with me, you can come on up to a seated position. Awesome. All right. On the inhale, circle the arms way up to the sky one last time. Bring our hands to prayer. Thank you so much for joining me here on the beach for a Feel the Flow, beginner-friendly flow class. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe so you can be notified. All links are in the description. If you'd like to find out more, join the mailing list. Everything's all there. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. And as always, we wish you peace.